Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today I'm going to present to you about the monocotyledon plant. So I'm choosing corn as my presentation and I will explain in detail about it. Before that, I will introduce myself. My name is Nur Afika Shazwani binti Muhammad Jasmani and I'm from AGR122. Let's start with introduction of monocotyledon. Monocotyledon is commonly referred to as monocots are one of the two major groups of angiosperm, which is flowering plants, the seeds of which typically contain only one embryonic leaf or cotyledon. They constitute one of the major groups into which the flowering plants have traditionally been divided, and the rest of the flowering plants have two cotyledons and were classified as dicotyledons or dicots. So I'm going to explain the characteristic of monocotyledon. Monocotyledon has one cotyledon, but dicotyledon has two. Additionally, monocotyledon is feature a fibrous root system. Monocotyledon is also show parallel venation, whereas dicotyledons display reticulate venation. Furthermore, the vascular bundles in monocotyledon are scattered, and the flower parts typically occurs in multiples of 3. Now we are going to talk about corn. The scientific name of corn is diamase. Corn is a monocot. It has only one cotyledon or seed leaf. Corn plants contain both male and female flowers in different locations on the plant. An ear of corn is a female flower stalk, resting between the sheath of the leaf and stem. The only part of the female flower that we see when the plant is growing is the fine hairs, called silk. These are tubes through which pollen will travel when released from the male flower or tassel that branches at the top of the plant. The wing carries pollen from the tassels on some corn plants to silk on others. Each strand of silk that is fertilized develops into a kernel of corn with the characteristic of both parents. I'm going to explain the anatomy of a corn plant. First, let's talk about seeds. Corn seeds contain seed coat, endosperm, and embryo. The seed coat is the outer protective layer of the corn seed. It serves as a barrier against physical damage and prevents water loss. Next, endosperm is the tissue that surrounds the embryo inside the seed. Finally, the embryo is the young, undeveloped plant inside the seed. Then, let's talk about roots. Corn has a fibrous root system, which is characteristic of monocots. In corn, the primary root that emerges from the seed quickly give way to the development of adventitious roots. These roots grow from the nodes, typically near the soil surface. Unlike dicotyledons, corn fibrous roots all grow roughly equal in size and develop a widespread shallow root system. Let's discuss about corn leaf. Corn leaves are crucial for the plant's photosynthesis process and overall growth. They exhibit several key features that are characteristic of monocot plants. The function of the leaf is photosynthesis, transpiration, and gas exchange. Next, I'm going to explain about the structure of the stem, which consists of 3 parts: the cortex, vascular bundles, and epidermis. The cortex is made of parenchymal cells which store starch and provide structural support to the stem. This region is important for the plant strength, especially as the stem grows taller. In monocots like corn, the vascular bundles are scattered throughout the stem. Additionally, the epidermis in corn is usually covered with a wet silk coating that reduces water loss. Lastly, let's discuss plant anatomy in flowers. Corn is a monoecious plant, meaning it has separate male and female flowers on the same plane. Male flower is a tassel. The male flowers release pollen into the air. This pollen is carried by the wind to the female flowers located lower on the plant. This type of pollination is called wine pollination or anemophily. A female flower is an ear. The female flower's ovary contains ovules, and each seed is a strain that carries a single ovule. Whilst the pollen from the male flower, which is tassel, lands on the stigma of the female flowers, which is silk. Fertilization can occur, leading to kernel development. Finally, the last one is the germination of corn seed. First of all, we need to sow seed directly in the garden, 50 to 25 mm deep and 20 to 30 cm apart, with roots 50 to 90 cm apart. Keep soil moist but never wet or dry. Seeds should germinate in around 5 to 40 days at a soil temperature of 60 to 35 Celsius. Young seedlings will need protection from pests, and wither until they are established. Sweet corn is ready to harvest when the seeds at the end of the cobs turn brown and dry.